All right. This is a chess set. We have 32 pieces, 16 for the back, black, 16 in the back, white, 8, 8. This is a rook. This has 5 points in value. The rooks move in a horizontal fashion or a vertical fashion, meaning they could move to any open square along a file or rank. As long as it's open, they can slide all the way across the board. They can't jump any pieces. The only pieces that can jump are the knight, which has a point value of 3 points. Okay, and these knights move in an L shape, as in 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, right? Or it can move here, as in 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, right? If this square is available, then it has 3 moves. 1, 2, or 3. Make sense? Right? So this is the only piece in theory that can jump. And take. No other piece can jump and take. So you have your rook at 5 points. You have your knight at 3 points. Next up, you have your bishop. You have a king bishop and a queen bishop, or a dark square bishop and a light square bishop. Okay. These serve as like the archers of your army, as they give you a wide range of firing power from a single square. Again, this is going to stay on its dark squares for you, and then this one stays on its light squares. This is your king. King is a slow but powerful piece. It moves in any direction 1 square at a time. This is your queen. Your queen is the most powerful piece on the board. She's worth 9 points. And she moves similar to the rook, but she can also move on diagonals like the bishop. She can't jump or take any pieces in front of her. She must move to open squares or take a piece that's on a square that she wants to occupy. She can't jump it. Makes sense? Say, for example, if I put a piece here and she could take it, but she can't jump this piece. This piece has to move first, and then she can take the piece. All right? So no jumping for the queen. And again, you have your archer or bishop for the queen side. And to open and operate that, you have to create space for it to breathe. Right? Now, it has range of motion. Your other knight on queen side moves in an L shape. Again, just like the last. and your other rook. These are your pawns. You have 8 of them. On the first move from their home square, they have the option of moving 1 square or 2 squares from their operating or original rank. The only time the pawn can take is diagonally. For example, here and here creates a situation where white can either take or black can take, depending on whose turn it is to move. Right? So if it's white to move, white simply takes. If it's black to move, black simply takes. Cool. The object is to get the pawns down to the 8th rank, where you can promote them to other pieces. For example, I could create another queen. Right? Create 2 more queens. If these squares are open and I can get my pawns all the way down, right? I can create more pieces to the board. It's called a promotion. Pawns promote. Pawns can promote to queens or knights or rooks or an additional bishop, right? Couple other kind of like rules to the game. There are some things that you may see with pawns. It is called Impos Capture, meaning that if you have a pawn here and I choose to move 2 squares on my first move instead of 1, you can capture while passing. It's called Impos Capture. In passing. Right? So if I'm here and on my first move with this particular pawn, or let's say with this pawn, right? I went here, right? On this, because that's the first move and it went 2 squares, you have the option to just move forward, or you can Impos capture this pawn. It's rare, but it does happen where you get a pawn here, and I say, right, and you capture it. And of course, I would probably capture it. Then you kind of keep moving forward. And I'll do something like that. You bring out yours, and I'll bring out mine. Right, the game, you're supposed to create space to maneuver your army, your pieces, moving the pawns as little as possible, right? But mobilizing your pieces so that you can fight the game of chess, which is inside of these 4 squares right here. Whoever controls these squares in the center of the board pretty much controls the game. The object of the game is to deliver checkmate, which is putting the king in jeopardy, which doesn't allow for the king to escape. I'm creating a scenario of checkmate. What I mean by that is the king is in jeopardy, right? Obviously. And there's no legal move where he can get out. That makes sense? Because you can't go here, that doesn't stop it. You can't go here or here, that doesn't stop it. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing stops it. It's like if he had a flight square, then potentially it wouldn't be checkmate because he has a space to go to. But being that he doesn't, the game is over, and that's checkmate. So that you understand what checkmate is, what it looks like, how you achieve it. You just create a scenario where the king just can't get away. Just keep putting pressure on him, cutting off all the escape routes. It's like saying, halt! I'm on you. I see you, right? And when you can't get away, it's like, okay, hands up, surrender. And that's how you play. So you just kind of keep maneuvering through and creating scenarios where the opponent has to surrender. Kind of like mind wrestling. And it teaches you how to make decisions. Because each move creates a different scenario in the game. So you start calculating tough. And that's how you play the game.